back to my latest video. Today's going to be a little bit of a rant video about the new familiars that are coming out. I will show everyone the stats and basically what's going on and or at least what I believe is going on. But I believe this might change the trapping community forever. Well, basically just based on the initial look of it. I know everyone was freaking out about the Blackwing when that came out. Oh no, everyone's going to get Red Deads and all that stuff. But I think this one is actually going to change everything. Some of the familiars out there that I was looking at are ridiculously overpowered. Like, oh my god, overpowered. Like, maybe you haven't seen some of the screenshots of their stats, but I was just doing some calculations. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what we're going to be able to do after this, because I think you can have up to 4. I will probably do an update video after this one based on what actually happens when it comes out, because I don't have the update. I don't have the Chinese server or the Taiwan server or whatever it's been released on, but I do have screenshots of them, and I'll kind of go over all of them, basically what's going on, because I only have 2 familiars basically, and that was Aquarius, just because I like his his refresh there, so I got that up to 10 because that really helped max out everything I needed and all that stuff, and I also get a ton of speed ups from that, just because you get all the extra I always forget what it's called. Stamina. That's it. Anyways, so that's the only one I have right now, and I have all the other ones, but they're all like level 1 or like low levels and stuff. I haven't actually, the only thing I got up to that was Territe, just for the extra like fragments and stuff, but I didn't actually do much on that, so I'm really behind on familiars. Well, and my baby trap obviously doesn't even have it unlocked, so that's a thing. So I do have these pay to play ones. That's just basically from Tycoon, so I just have the basic one. I don't have them upgraded at all. They're all level 1, so, and obviously I won't be able to get these up anyways. So anyways, let's go look at the actual stats of the new familiars and what I'm about to do a rant on. So I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Okay, we're back, and these will be the Mega Maggot, Saber Fang. Is that, I'm not sure what that one is. Hoarder and Snow Beast. So these ones are not breaking the game or anything. It stuns all heroes for 5 seconds when 15% of your troops have fallen. That's not the worst thing either, because your army's still going to be attacking. You're basically just, I think you'll miss about one army attack or a squad attack from your heroes. I mean, that does a lot of your damage, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the one that's going to break the game at all. The Feral Wind summons a shield and protects 7% of your cavalry troops from killing blow when 12% of your cavalry troops have fallen. I'm not sure if that's going to actually make people walk back, or it's just going to shield it from death, so we'll have to see what happens with that one. So that one could possibly be bad. I'm not sure yet, because I'll have to see what they actually do in the game, but that sounds like it could help players walk back from traps, so that could be something you got to watch out for. The bottom 2 do the same thing, but for range and infantry, so those 3 do the shield, which could stop people from actually losing troops. So the next one would be, let's see, here it is. These are just like the free-to-play, I believe, so reduces HP by 40% at max, or that's infantry attack by 15, HP by 40. Like these are all pretty basic ones. Obviously useful because they reduce the attack or the HP of the army. I'm not sure if HP is total HP or just percentage of like just 40%. Like you add 40%, so you take off 40%. It's not like 40% of all the HP bonuses you have. I think it's just reduces your bonus by 40%. I believe that's right. We'll have to actually, I'm not actually sure how that would work, but well, I think that's how it's going to work. Say with this defense, that one's pretty useless. You'd rather have the HP one, obviously. This one is enemies army defense. Yeah, that's not anything. So you'd probably want the army HP, or the HP or the attack. So this one's cav HP, cav defense, that's useless. Infantry, or ranged HP, sorry, or attack. Ranged attack. This is infantry max HP, so that one's pretty useful. And then the level 2 here, it's the army HP, so that's pretty useful too. So these are the free to play ones. They're pretty useful. That's the same one. Here are the other ones. We'll go look at those. So increases range max HP by 80% for 10 seconds when 10% of your range troops have been taken out. Um, so that was pretty good. That's an 80% boost for 10 seconds, so that's a good chunk of the battle, because I think battles are like 40 seconds, so that's a quarter of the battle. You have about 80% more HP, which be really helpful, but not great, not game breaking by any chance. These are pretty balanced. What's called skills. Nothing is out of the ordinary. These are just like increases army HP at the start of the battle, stuns one of your enemy's largest squads, which is pretty good actually. That one's actually really good. So it actually will stun one of your enemy's largest squads for 8 seconds when 10% of your troops. So if it is a blast, that it will be a quarter of their troops being stunned. Obviously, if they send mix, it's not as big of a deal, but on a blast, that's actually really good. Because on a blast, you usually only have like 4 squads of troops. Unless they send fodder, then it really doesn't really matter, because you might be stunning a single troop. So obviously, if you layer it in and you get unlucky, you'll be stunning one troop instead of like hundreds of thousands of troops. So if people are smart, they will send those layered things, so you're stunning just random ones. So wait, it says largest. So largest squad, so it doesn't matter. I'm totally wrong. So that will stun the largest squad. So if it is a blast, it will take out a quarter of the person's troops. Just basically can't attack for up to like 10 seconds or 8 seconds, sorry. So that's really good. I mean, at level 1 it's only 0.8 seconds, so not a big deal, but for 8 seconds, that's almost, like I said, it's almost a quarter of the whole thing. So it takes out a quarter of your damage for a quarter of the thing. So that does actually add up to a lot. Let's see the next ones. These ones are... These aren't stacking ones at all. So these are just okay. These are pretty balanced. Increasing, let's say, like infantry HP by 80%, blah, blah, blah. I think we went over those. This one's actually interesting. At the start of the battle, grants 60% boost to heroes' tactic skills, increasing squad attack for 10 seconds. So that does it quite a bit, because your squad attack does a lot. So that one could actually help your heroes do more damage, because instead of 200%, they'll have 260% for 10 seconds. So that's actually not bad. So, but nothing's like groundbreaking until you get to, I think it's these ones. Nope, these are the ones we went over. These are the ones that break the game. Okay, these are the game-breaking familiars, at least what I think are the game-breaking familiars. I mean, other than the pay-to-play, because I don't have the pay-to-play list, so I heard they add like 450% attack, which is ridiculous. So obviously pay-to-play. Oh wait, no, I do have the pay-to-play. I'll go over those after these. I do have the pay-to-play one, so I'll show you those after this one. But this one does increase your infantry attack by 100% when 10% of your infantry troops have fallen. So if you're sending a blast attack at someone and you drop down to 90% of your troops, you will now be doing 100% more damage for the rest of the battle. And and this one can stack and recalculates after each activation. So what that means is once your army HP gets down to 90%, it will now activate at 81%, because it recalculates what's 10% of 90? 9. So it goes down to 81%, and then down to like 73, and then down to 65, and blah blah blah. And all of a sudden you're at like you're like 1,000% damage when you're down to like 30% HP. You're like, oh my god, those what's called 30% of your troops are now doing just as much damage as your 100% of your troops. You're like, well, okay, goodbye, whatever you're hitting, because like I mean, in a solo attack, that will obviously do a lot of damage. In a rally attack, that's tons of freaking damage for the whole battle, and rally traps really have to rethink their thing. I mean, there are obviously really strong rally traps out there that probably will have these familiars too, so it might balance out a little bit more, but the solo traps, might have to rethink how we build our solo traps from now on after this update. Once we get all the information, but this is crazy, because every single one of these do it, but either this one is infantry, this one is cav, and this is range. So we'll have to see how this goes, but this seems very game-breaking in itself. And then I'll show you the pay-to-play familiars. I don't think they're as bad as these, but they are pretty bad. Just one second, I'll go over and... Okay, now we're back with the pay-to-play familiars. So these are like the bunny and the whatever the other pay-to-play ones, the queen bee and stuff like that. So these are the ones that are the other really strong ones, I believe. So this one deals 150% damage every 4 seconds, for up to 5 times to one of the largest enemy squads. The damage is based on your initial infantry attack when 8% of your troops have fallen. Um, so, so that does a lot. So every 4 seconds, even if you're, what's it called? Even if your army is taken down, to like 10%, it will still be doing 150% damage of your initial infantry attack. So I believe, okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure how that actually works, but that does seem like it's going to be doing your attack damage based on your full squad, um, even if your squad's taken down below that. And it says every 4 seconds up to 5 times. So it's going to be doing an extra whatever that is, a lot. But I believe that's all with the pay-to-play familiars. They all do the same thing. Yeah, so those are all the pay-to-play familiars, and they do seem to do the same thing. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. We'll obviously have to do some testing with that to find out what that actually does, but I'm not sure if it's as groundbreaking as the other one where you can have like your attack back up to like full even though you're like, I guess so, but this is only doing it to single squad up to 5 times. So it's the largest squad too. So it may be able to take out one of your squads, which can be. I mean, if you're a trap, that's a lot of troops because one of your squads can hold, I don't know, depends on, well, obviously it depends on the trap. Like a solo trap, if you're let's say your backline is let's say ranged and you don't want that to get hit, and let's say you're a solo trap with like 8 million range, I guess your biggest squad would be your range, and you have 2 million troops in that squad. Guess what happens? 2 million of troops are now dead because this familiar is now attacking their biggest squad. So, and this one is infantry. So if you're gonna do that, that'd be perfect because what that would do is totally destroy your what's called backline of range because it's your biggest squad. That's something you have to definitely watch out for because if your biggest squad's not on your front line, it's in your back line, you don't expect that to get hit, and it has a bunch of tier 1, and all of a sudden this guy's just like bashing on your backline biggest squad up to 5 times for 150% damage, based on your initial infantry attack. So yeah, yeah, you gotta actually definitely watch out for that. That familiar is gonna be crazy. Sorry, I was thinking about that for a couple of seconds. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna have to make my biggest squad not my ranged one anymore, or at least not my backline, because if that was bashing on your backline, that could do a lot of damage, especially if your backline is ranged, which most people's backlines are. So that's something you have to think about, actually. Maybe I should even tell you guys about this, because I don't want, maybe people won't figure this out. No, I'm sure people will figure this out. Anyway, so that was the familiar update. Well, I'll have some information when it actually comes out, but I just wanted to put that out there today, just for you guys can think about it. There's a lot of new familiars coming out. We'll see actually how it works and how it really messes with our traps and all that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.